So yet another be careful what you wish for moment has come this time from Spain. As we know, Spain has been hit by a series of serious wildfires
Yeah.
near to Madrid and Valencia. Also in France, in Bordeaux, they're suffering with hundreds of houses gutted by fire, most of them on the high end of the housing market.
Yes.
But both Spain and I suppose southeast of France are having a hard time putting their hands on specialized equipment, extremely important in the battling of the raging fires. In Spain's case, it can't use a fleet of Karnov 32 helicopters, which are able to carry twice as much water as other fire helicopters, because, well, because they are Russian and leased from Russia to Spain.
Oh,
Right? And the EU in Brussels has banned the use of commercial activity between themselves and Russia. So no spare parts, no specialized Russian mechanics to help out and get the vehicles in the air. At the moment, it stands as 8 of these emergency vehicles are out of action. This while hundreds of thousands of people are delocating to escape the flames. Of course, after bad-mouthing Trump, Spanish Prime Minister has nobody else to turn to. So 9,000 firemen and hundreds of emergency vehicles are in use, battling the inferno whilst waiting for another wave of hot, dry weather to pass over the country in the second half of the week. So it's going to get worse.
mm.
And no camels. Florian Philpott, a French Eurosceptic, said that the EU restrictions had tied the hands of the Spanish government of trying to save the country and well-being of its citizens because, as he puts it, of stupid Russophobic ideology. He said these idiotic sanctions are definitely a problem, but not for Russia, but for the European countries. Prime Minister Sanchez said yesterday that Spain has lost 6 times more area than it did last year when the Spanish has, and that the Spanish has difficult and complex hours ahead. So, because of the tete-a-tete with
Mm.
Putin, and because of Ursula's PMT,
Yeah. Oh
so
dear.
Spain can't get neither Spain nor France can
Yeah.
get their hands on these very important pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, 360,000 people in the Bordeaux area have delocated themselves,
Right.
and thousands of homes have gone up in smoke. And the same thing is happening in Spain, and apparently the same thing is happening in the UK recently as well.
Well, my area's catching fire left, right, and centre where I come from. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
There won't
there
be
you are.
much of Essex left soon if it keeps going.
In France, I think it's in France.
Yeah.
The fires start to reach an arms manufacturer. So that'll be fireworks when that gets there.
It's,
I
pro- it,
digress.
it's probably the best protected. I bet if they, yeah, I bet they'll that will be protected very much. So yeah, you'll see it doesn't matter where the appliances come from. They'll be applied there, employed there, yeah, or utilized there, whatever it is. Yes. Um. Okay. Oh, what's that I hear? Oh, I've just heard somebody falling off their seat laughing in Russia from Moscow. In Moscow. Wonder who that could be. um, yeah, it's yeah. How dare you imply that Vandalin has a PMT? Surely she's at the age where she doesn't have that anymore. Maybe she's just an
But
angry.
on the other hand, she might be just stuck on it.
Oh, please don't. Yeah. I was going to say the fluids are flowing and everything else, but yeah.
I was going to
Oh.
say, forget about the war in Ukraine. The heavy losses are going to be coming from Brussels.
Oh God, please. Yes. Yes. Yeah. We do cater for women as well on this channel.
Yeah,
Um, yes. Yeah.
misogyny, misogyny is what.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked at you. I'm shocked at the words coming at your mouth, Mr. Allen. Um, not as shocked as yeah, okay.
Right,
Um,
back to the plot.
yeah. Well, okay, yes, okay. So we now have these items that belong to yeah Russia sitting in a yard somewhere gathering dust. Yeah. I mean, by what you said, they're not probably not even allowed to fire them up to make sure they can actually take off and maintain them. I'd imagine. Yeah,
No, they can't get the parts. Can't get
yeah,
the parts. Can't get the specialized engineers in to fix them.
yeah. That's yeah. So hang on. Yeah. So when Putin or Russia imply that they're going to they're not they wouldn't be upset if Europe burned, quite literally in this case. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they don't have to do anything. Yeah, just seeing it all spread
That's right.
across. Yeah.
That's right.
And, yeah, I don't believe Russia can be held responsible for the good weather or the hot weather across Europe.
No, that's
Although,
El Nino. That's El Nino.
hey, anyway, yeah,
El Nino. El
El
Nino.
Nino, no, yeah, yeah. Oh, they could be responsible for El Nino. That El Nino, yeah. Wait until some mad professor comes up with that theory. You know, the Russians caused it because they did this and this 30 years ago. Um, yeah. Um, yes, it's it's a rather embarrassing situation for the Spanish authorities. Yeah. In light of their recent successes on the football field and yeah, the Spanish royal family being pushed into prominence. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're everywhere online at the moment. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Apparently, yeah, the daughters have got friends with being friendly with just about every player from what I can tell, if you believe it. Yes. Anyway, getting back to that. Get back to the plot, as you say. Yeah, I mean, it's a um it's it's embarrassing, it's worrying. Um it just shows you that the needs of us ordinary folk are not really thought about. Yeah. Um I mean, Europe was interconnected. You know, it doesn't care. It will the flames will jump across the borders and everything else. Yeah. Um, I'm surprised that a country like Spain doesn't actually have its own facilities, or they've once again relied on outside people outside of Russia again, like they did for the oil and everything else.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if if Spain has a plant to build special uh, firefighting helicopters of that size. You know, that's what Russia seems to be able to do.
Yeah, yeah,
I imagine I imagine it'd be similar to like a Chinook
yeah,
helicopter, which is
yeah,
a really big helicopter,
yeah.
and I don't think Spain even builds those.
I don't know. There's one I think can come down and, I mean, the sea knights, whatever they call this, they can come and
Seekers,
scoop the water up
yeah.
and go and deposit it. Or the other one is where they got a water container slung underneath it. They got that goes and picks it up and takes it off. Yeah, I mean, they've probably got so many of these because yeah, the idea is that if you had two out on service or maintenance, that you still have a fleet of four or many others you need. They didn't envisage ever having them all um, out of service. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what do you do? I mean, across Europe, I mean, yeah, you can't even look at the UK because I imagine we haven't got the UK probably wouldn't have those in large numbers. That's that type of facilities. You might have it for around certain areas, but um, we we're not a big country, you know, pretty much. can probably get appliances and everything else conventionally to places. I don't know. I mean, yeah, some surmising here. I've never seen a TV documentary with anything in the UK with water delivery systems like that for fires. Um, all I know is that recently in my local area in Essex, there was a big explosion the other day, which had nothing to do with Russia or
Yeah.
armaments, by the way, people, despite some things that have been floating around on the internet. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's all catching fire. We're not used to this hot weather. I mean, the Australians are used to it.
Yeah.
Well, they still have problems. Parts of America, obviously, Canada's got problems with it at the moment. I mean, okay, maybe it's a case of even if the Americas, North America, had facilities, they probably couldn't let them go anyway because they got too many home fires to fight, quite literally, as it were, with
Mhm.
these pieces of equipment. And how the hell would you get them across to Europe anyway? Because they've probably got a limited range on them they probably couldn't do an Atlantic hop that quickly. Um, okay, somebody will probably correct me on that one, but yeah. But the even here we get forest fires here. I think we had one the other week, or we've got one going on as well in Brazil. Um, yeah, but getting back to the embarrassment of it all, um, like you say, the EU put a directive out, no engagement with this country. And I mean, I dare say the Russians would be more than willing to come in and help if they could, you know?
Right. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it would look good for them, yeah. Um, there would be absolute conditions attached, as Europe would do the other way if we were sending aid to Russia. Um, yes, I mean, I don't know a way around this. Um, how do you fight these fires? I mean, yeah, they got people on the ground that they can dose it. Sometimes what they do is they actually set fire, have controlled fires in the frame there
Your
to
fire break. Yeah. Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
breaks. Yeah. Or they'll I don't know what else they can really do. Um, because yeah, there's when you're up a mountainside, which Spain's got mountains in it, I imagine, in this region, or even big areas of places where there's no roads or anything else. That's probably the only place where you can go in and do it, or very limited road access. Um, I mean, yeah, they won't be necessarily worried about where where nature is. Where the nature is, they'll be worried about people's property, people's lives. But like you say, it's displacement of people.
I think in this case, the pain in Spain is mostly on the plane.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. They need some rain on the plane. Yeah. Instead of yes, which will probably come in a that will be the next thing. Severe flooding across Europe now. We got too much water. We've solved the fire problem. We're now drowning in water. You know. Um, I mean, fire's a nature's natural way of dealing with things. If we
Yep.
believe that these things are naturally started either by lightning or by extreme heat. Although extreme heat is funny because I was reading it has to get to about 300 degrees Celsius for something to start. I don't know how true this is. Again, this is a internet factoid, yeah. So which I haven't checked out. I only read it this morning and I haven't checked it out. Yeah.
300 degrees Celsius or a Swan Vesta.
Does a swarm vesta burn at 300 degrees Celsius? Possibly close to it, the center, yeah.
Don't think so. Don't think so.
Yeah, well, that's the point I'm making. Yeah, um, that's what's been said of these things being started deliberately. If so, why? I mean, understanding the thought process of anyone that goes around.
I think all it needs is for somebody to leave a bottle in the wilderness,
Hmm,
and that will do the magnifying glass effect,
yeah,
and that could spark a flame.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, a glass bottle or a or a plastic bottle, because I saw online people were bemused in the roofs of their cars. They were getting in there and there were burn marks.
Mm.
And they thought, something wrong with the manufacture of this car or something. Turns out they've been leaving these plastic bottles in there. And of course, the intensity of the heat through the window and then being directed down onto this bottle, and then it's reflected back up, was putting burn marks on the roof. I mean, these things are quite frightening. So yeah, that is very much a possibility. Um, Again, irresponsible humans there, involvement. Um, yeah, I mean, it's um, yeah, I mean, it's yeah, you're quite right. Um, However, these fires are starting, and possibly we'll not know unless somebody gets caught red-handed, as it were.
Yep.
Yeah, um, that you just don't know who's in the region to what end. Or, I mean, yes, I mean we know that there's some fires that happen in the Amazon and other places in Brazil that have been done deliberately to clear it because they want the farmland. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
a
I think that's. I don't think that's the case in Spain.
no.
I
I
don't.
was going to say
Uh,
it
there
wouldn't
there
be.
would have been we would have heard something about it. Interesting that the Western press hasn't said anything about these helicopters.
Well, they don't want that kind of narrative going about.
Mm.
Um, I mean, I didn't know about it. You just told me, just informed
Yeah.
me. I mean, the sad fact is, I don't disbelieve you. I'm not challenging you on it because, yeah, I don't,
Well, sir, if you don't believe me, then you can't believe my source.
yeah. Well, that's it. Um, I mean,
Sources.
sources. Yeah, I mean, if it's more than one, yeah. So yeah, but that would go against the narrative. We got the way to fight these fires. We've kind of whoops again with regards to Russia. We've we cut the Russian supply off without having anything in place to yeah to substitute it. Admittedly, we've got a proxy war going on with Russia. How do you do that? But I'm sure, yeah, I mean, would Russia come to Spain's help if asked? They probably would. Yeah,
Yeah, of course they will.
disregards disregards everything else.
Humanitarian help, of course they will.
Yeah. But certainly an interesting question and one to watch. Yeah. Sorry for anyone that's been caught up in these fires, losing property, hopefully not lives, but property. You know, that's a sad fact. It's involved, well, and it involves animals as well. Um, I mean, nature comes back. Um, I mean, without human involvement, there are fires that do occur for various different reasons. They have this in Australia where nobody's even gone there. Like say a lightning strike or some other thing happens.